Alright, so we are taking a look at Awaria. This is a game that was developed by vanripper and released just a few months ago, actually, December of 2024. For those of you who may not have played vanripper's previous game, Helltaker, this is a game that was kind of a bit of a weird puzzle experience. You kind of had to walk across a grid to interact with some cute demons. This game is a completely different bag, though. There is the need to repair generators using interchangeable interlocking parts, and there are ghosts that you have to kiss as a part of the game as well. So, in case you can't tell from the name of this video, that is a big part of how this game actually works. So, we are going to jump right into this and check it out and see what all this is going on. I have played through this game in full, which means that I have a little bit of an idea on how to kind of dig into it. But first and foremost, we have the 3 difficulty settings that are indicated here. We have standard mode, which you have a drone that will save you from death on 10-second cooldown. This essentially means that you can take 2 hits before dying. If you're crafty enough, then, you know, it's 2 hits anyway. But 10 seconds can be a pretty long time. So if that's too difficult for you, you can go into easy mode here and reduce the cooldown, as well as removing the time limit needed to repair the generators. If you really like to make this hard for yourself, and trust me when I tell you, this is really hard actually, the drone will be gone and the generators will die faster. The benefit to playing through hard mode, other than getting an achievement, is that you do get pieces of the concept art, which becomes a new little setting that you can go ahead and adjust once you've completed the game in total, or you've decided to give up for the night and step away. This game does erase your progress every time you do remove it from your local settings. So just know that even though you get to keep your achievements, you know, you do have to start from the entire beginning of the game, which is perfectly fine for me. If you are someone who does not want to do the hard mode to see the concept art, they do actually give you the opportunity to buy the concept art in full, as well as buying a recipe. Much like with Helltaker, where they had the recipe for pancakes, there is a recipe that is connected in this game as well. But let us see it begin here. Let's go, Ola. So the trick here is you gotta diagnose the machine. You have to hit a button to go over next to it. And as you start moving, you start getting the ghosts in here. This is Zamora. This is our first ghost enemy. But as you can see, she's kind of in more of a tutorial setting here, so her movements and her steps are a little easy to decipher. You can carry 2 items at once. So if you are in a situation where you, for example, accidentally pick up the wrong thing, don't worry. But yeah, that first level is pretty easy to go through. And as you can see, we get a little bit of a comic to follow this after. Zamora, a lot of people are big fans of hers, if I'm being honest. I saw a lot of fan art of her in particular. But this is where this game differs from Helltaker greatly. Unlike Helltaker, where you would complete the game, where you complete the levels, and then you'd be given the option of some dialogue choices, which could potentially lead to you failing and having to do the entire thing over again. You do just get to kiss them after this, and there you go. She is very flustered by this. But Olo doesn't seem to care, our main character here. I never really remember her last name, but there she is. So next is Zamora 2. And as you can see, she is indeed here once again. see, now that we have had the opportunity to have this tutorial, it's officially time to start playing the game just a little bit. She gets a little extra attack here, but it is diagonal, which means that if you are paying enough attention, or sorry, it is vertical and horizontal. So if you are paying attention, then you're able to kind of dodge it pretty easily. The trick with it is that she will zip to a specific location to be able to attack you. But it is something where she'll eventually it's slow enough in this stage that you're able to kind of move out of the way of it. Pudding pies. That's the recipe, by the way. I'm trying to be menacing and cool and you're ruining it. You know that, right? Next up is cut wire. And as you can see there, it's nice that we get a little image of each character before we finish things off. But this introduces a completely new setting, which is that we need to take a certain part and use it to build something out. The thing that can be used, cut wire 1, the low-tier splitter. So she has a nice little throwable here, and she also drops a space that will cut you if you're not careful. It is decently easy to dodge if you're paying attention, but the biggest trick that comes of it is, of course, needing to jump between all of these things here. Like I said, you can't take a hit, so... But you can kind of tease these out a little bit if you're careful enough with them. If you just touch them a little bit, then you can move out of the way. And here she was having so much fun. Well, here's some more fun for you, cut wire 1. A kiss. Aww. Don't worry, I'll always be there in the shadows waiting for the perfect moment to stab you in the back. Ola, I don't know, she somehow seems not all that bothered by that. I don't know. It's in her facial expression. Cut wire 2. They've refilled the denaturant supply, by the way. That has a skull on it. But never mind that, it's cut wire 2 time. Once again, we have these repairables here. But we also have cut wire 2, who has a different attack pattern compared to the original. Hers is just mainly to follow you around. But when added on with cut wire 1, it becomes a little bit more of a challenge. Also, I'm kind of underselling it a little bit, but you do have to pay some special attention to the timers that are on all of the generators. If the timers run out, then you die regardless of however many things you have attached. Howl. See, I told you she would give us a kiss if we tried to murder her. Aw, well, I mean, you know what? It's worth it for those expressions. Smiles to protect, cut wire 1 and cut wire 2. Next up is Nikita. And we have a note here that the ghosts used to be tunnel runners just like us. This is where things start to get a little bit trickier. Because now, in addition to having the one thing where we need to repair, we also have additional parts that we need to be considering. So, the whole thing that I mentioned before about being able to carry more than one at once, it becomes a little bit less useful. Her attack pattern is easy to dodge the first one, I think, but much harder to dodge the second one, as you can see there. Because she just kind of moves directly at you, and it bounces off the walls after the fact. A very good rule of thumb is to never leave yourself disadvantaged. Always try and make sure that you're building these things up. Because the next generator that crashes, and see, now they're forcing us to do two. But the next generator that crashes will always aim for something that you do not have built up. Looks like Mommy's out of juice, huh? Well, unfortunately, she's too tall for us to kiss. She's really too tall for us to kiss. What will Ola do to respond to this? Nikita, too. And, well, we have a little bit of a hint at what Ola's plan is here. But we'll have to complete this to see. So like I said, things start to get tricky with Nikita here. She has not just herself featured in this. She'll pop up in just a second. There she is. But she also has a nice little machine on the floor that introduces even more projectiles that you have to dodge. You can only dodge by running, by the way. So you have to be paying a little bit more attention. Because there's a chance you can get pulled in between something you don't want to be. But anyway, 2 is done. And, well, she has a ladder. Yeah, there you go. I'm sure you'll catch it nicely, though. Let's find a working furnace, and Mommy will cook you properly. vanripper understands the demographic of people who would want to play this game. Understands it a lot, I think. Zamora 3! She's back again. And now we're starting to see a little bit more things pop up. Now we have environmental challenges that we have to worry about. It's at this point where I personally feel like it's good to try and pay attention. Low tier shocker again. It's at this point where I feel like it's good to be able to pay attention to all the stuff that's around you. These environmental puzzles especially can be a little difficult, especially when they start to introduce more people. Hello, Cutwire 1. Because see, now you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, okay, I can just outrun them. But bad news, with all this stuff that Cutwire 1's placed here, you kind of have to pay a little bit more attention. And as mentioned before, timing is everything. Oh, it's over. There we go. First step. It does boot you right back into the game, which I feel like is an excellent way of kind of keeping you here. No game overs, unless you decide. But yeah, mixing with configurations, and then also a little bit of an underrated thing, making you have to prepare more stuff, is pretty tricky too here. It's not easy to dodge all of them at once here, but the best thing to do is kind of circle around a lot. Even if it takes you to kind of what you would consider to be like maybe the worst spot to be in, it may actually turn out to be the right thing to do. Oh, wow. Okay. Thought they had me there. the last one. It always feels good when they force you to do like a combining one and you know that you have the piece needed at the end. It's all your fault, you worthless piece of shit. Yeah, she's like, nope. Oh, no. We are ruining. Yeah, high five! High five! God. Zamora 4. So as you might expect, we got to go through the ringer of multiple different combinations here. We are also given a new thing to have to build. This time we take this yellow battery and make a orange battery with it. The thing that makes this so tricky is obviously the centerpiece here. In addition to having to dodge Zamora, and then Nikita here as well. Also, excellent team. I must confess. For both this game and the previous one. Oh, but I'm very happy that they decided to come back. I can confirm that is it's fun, tense music without being too, like, overbearing or, like, too, like, tense, you know? There it is. She's supposed to be the deadliest fool in the sector. What a joke. That particular picture is nuts, I just want to say. Ola in the background, literally plotting at the moment. Literally plotting. But no. Zamora says no. I'm trying to kill you. And well, she's decided that she may as well be the last one laughing. And Zamora 5 has come about. This, I think, is the hardest level to do. Especially on hard mode. But in particular, it is a very difficult level to try and challenge as a whole. Because Zamora is now a high tier shocker, and Zamora now moves very, very quickly. She's also gained a new attack, which is basically that she can attack you multiple times. And she's gained another new attack, which is she randomly strikes the level with lightning. As you can imagine, having to do this when you can only take one hit is probably the most difficult thing that you could possibly do. I mean, it's up there. It did really frustrate me, especially with all of the environmental traps that are also included here. And if that's not bad enough, you also now have even more things to do while you're doing. Even more dodging. Even more movement. Good news is that I've been molded by the hard mode. I've been bred by the hard mode. So I think I was able to handle that pretty successfully. Hell yeah. She gave it everything that she had. But also, Ola Sturka, and she seems to know my name. And Ola seems very interested in that fact. Oh, wait. She used to be a real nerd. And also, the uniforms for this place used to be a lot different. I don't need to know who the hell you are. Ah, look at her. She's like, this guy, right? Oh, shock, surprise. Damn, she gets it. Oh, she's doing the oh laugh, isn't she? She's doing the little laugh where she puts her the laugh where she puts her hand in front of her mouth. I can't believe you just did that. Me neither, but who the hell are you? Anyway, where's that pup? I'll go check on her. It looks like we have a new playable character. And in addition to that, we also get a dash attached to it. The reason that we have a dash in this part is not just a narrative reason. It's because the level is very, very hard. We're gonna have to deal with a lot of things. And it's not just our old friend Cutwire, too. It is also Nikita. And it's also Cutwire 1. Honestly, if they were like, no, do it with one dash, I feel like I would have put this game. I feel like I would have decided, no, actually, I'm good off that. Oh, no. You still keep the drone, which is nice. But, yeah. Oh, no, different death animation, too. Forgot about that. You gotta be careful not to get tripped up. Ironic that, like, I mean, we'll see, obviously, but I'm probably going to die way more here than I've ever died in the other stuff up until this point. It is hard. The good news about the dash is that it does give you the ability to fully sidestep the Cutwire stuff. Cutwire 1's nonsense. If you use it right and not the way I just used it, of course. Ooh. The other good news is that with so many of these things being deactivated at the moment, it basically gives you the path to victory here. But seizing said path to victory is obviously going to be the issue. Oh, Lord. 12. Oh, I had to take the hit. I had to take the hit. Hey there, love. We didn't manage to offer. This is kind of funny. But Dr. Striga. And as you can see, there's a particular expression on our handler friend here's face. Can't she stay put for a single bloody day? What the hell's wrong with her? Hey, it's Dr. Striga. Striga, the Ultra Tier Scrapper. So first and foremost, she's quick. Second, her projectiles are quick. Third, she flies directly at you. And fourth, she has summons. Oh, does she have summons? Gotta be very, very careful about this one. I think the fact that she spawns right at the feet too is probably like the toughest thing about her. At least before, you could usually get maybe one or two kind of figured out ahead of time. Oh. But here, it's kind of just like, well, if you haven't figured it out, then die, I guess. Oh, I thought they got me there. No. All right. I really need to be focusing on the ones that are lowest here. This one. See what I mean? Like, it literally, if you have something waiting, then it's gonna immediately force you to have to make that your priority. Oh, whoop. Thank God. That's it. We're done. It's cooked. Baba Yaga is the character here. And you're supposed to. Sylvia, you had a deal. She's drunk off the shit. Leave her alone. But she's in Sector A. But she decided to come here. Now it's time to deal with the real one. We thought that was tough. Well, the real fight starts now. A number of things wrong with this one in particular. Chief among them, this big skeleton base, will absolutely ruin your day if you're not careful. Oh no, wait, that one's super low, hold on. It being 8 of them here also makes this very difficult to deal with when you're playing on hard. You slip up and make one mistake. Oh, I don't need to do that. And it's over. But, as you can see, we managed to do it the way we needed to. This is just the first phase of my boss fight. We have the new girl locked inside a jar! Or her poking the thing. Oh no. Ola directly staring at her ass here as well. Let's see. If I possessed your body, our combined power might be enough. And yeah, we have a little combination now. So, our final experience, our final boss fight. Oh, and we get a cool new little animation there as well. So one thing that they don't tell you about this is that you do get the ability to charge through enemies, which allows you to completely nullify a lot of their area of effectiveness. But it means that there's a lot more enemies on screen, a lot more attacks you have to deal with as well. The more you have to pay attention to, the less you might be paying any attention. Wow, that was really close. You get electrocuted if you die. This is probably my favorite tune, actually, in the game. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I heard it for hours upon end. The good news is that if you take any hits during this sequence, then it does automatically clear the floor. So it's a good way of, if you are able to get your drone back pretty quickly, being able to kind of manage the difficulties, the problems, the struggles to come. This is where that really comes into play, by the way, that thing I was talking about. Where if you need to make stuff, it's going to kind of force that to happen to your goal or your objective. Oh, whoops. No. What happened? No, I was only holding. Yeah. Like I said, that's why it's good to do a lot of admin. Like, a ton of admin. A lot going on right now, as you can see. Even if you're playing, even if you're experienced with the game, I feel like this is kind of considered to be a pretty decently sized challenge, just for how many spinning plates it requires. Trying to do as much admin as you can sometimes to save you in the end. It doesn't feel like it's going to be like the best option with everything else going on around you. But that's why they give you the dash, so that you need to kind of hold a position a little bit. You can do that. Quite a bit of you. Alright. Sometimes that's the hardest part. But it wasn't this time. Oh my god. Yeah, you get some rest. Apologize for how you could treat me. Ready to kiss. Error. Oh, the little middle finger. Hey, they're hanging out. They got the pudding pies. Damn. Smooth. Trying to be. Oh! This is the one bit in the little text bit or comic book bits that's animated, and it's the best one by far. She literally, no. She can't read the room. But yeah, Mitzi's, sorry that I missed the name earlier. But yeah, that is Awaria. And as you can see, as you go through, it does give you some details here. So thanks for playing Awaria. My previous game, Helltaker, basically made itself. So you get some other details in terms of kind of the development, in terms of what some of the characters could have looked like, in terms of kind of how the game was actually put together and developed, and also as well kind of some of the early thoughts on kind of what the characters would look like. But as you are required to complete more levels in the hard mode in order to continue to access, these are basically, and I mean, I hate to spoil them, of course, for anyone who's interested in kind of looking into them, but these are more specific to the game itself. So as opposed to some of this stuff, I would say like maybe early on, you kind of get more details on kind of the actual development of the game. But afterwards, they talk about like the characters themselves and where they end up going. So that's something that's pretty nice if you want to brave hard mode and figure your way through that. As you can see, they do require you to complete hard mode in bunches, but you do get multiple different parts of the story here. So it's not asking you to complete 8 levels in order to specifically like get everything. In order to get 1, and then to get 2, and then to get 3, etc., etc., etc. A lot of this has to do with the fact that if someone were playing this game for the first time and playing on hard, and this is how they unlocked stuff, then that would be kind of, you know, the progression of how they want to see that stuff get unlocked as you go. But as you can see, a lot of stuff in terms of the characters, the stuff going on. Like I said before, if you do want to see all of that without having to play hard mode, the developer does in fact have the ability to go ahead and buy you know, the concept art. And in addition to that, it does also provide a recipe for the pudding pies. Much like how Helltaker provided a recipe for, you know, its pancakes. So if you like this game and you want to support it, that's $10. So it's kind of just more of a, hey, throw a little coin, basically, type of thing. But less, you know, something that is like an essential DLC to purchase. You know, if you are able to kind of like brave it through the hard mode, because everything that you get through that DLC is still unlocked if you're able to play through the entirety of the hard mode. But other than that, I mean, you know, as you can see, we have the little pudding pies bouncing here. We have some animations for everything as we go. But that's really all that is related to Awaria, actually.